Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to this massive top-of-the-table clash. Dubai Exiles versus the home side, Bahrain RFC. Could be a massive factor in how the playoffs end up. Both these teams having extremely strong games and seasons so far. This will no doubt be one of the most competitive games of rugby you'll see in the league this year. We look forward to bringing it to you live from Bahrain RFC. We'll be back in about 2 minutes with the squad announcements, just as the lads do their final hits and warm up those sturdy shoulders in a game that will be full of collisions, I'm sure. So we'll be right back in about 2 minutes with the squad selections. Thanks for tuning in. All right then, the lads are going in. The final team talk. Rory Drummond captaining the Bahrain side today. As the old Leatherface Alistair Crombie unfortunately picking up a hamstring injury away to Sharks last weekend. He'll be gutted. Leaves it in the very, very capable hands of Rory Drummond, number 8. So the starting lineup today. Old Faithful, Matthew McKee, Lindsay Gibson, Henry Paul, absolute powerhouse. Gruesome trio. Had a really big impact last week. Henry Paul scoring his first try. Tian Jacobs and Away through Lashozi in the row. South African menaces around the park and at set piece time. Henk moves into the back row, bringing some size and athleticism in there. Rory Drummond, another big ball carrier, can't be missing him. And the young man Charlie Farmer, such a skillful player. Really nice balance of a back row we have. Romeo Eckstein and Cormac Fox, if it's not broken, don't fix it. The half-back duo have been absolutely incredible these last few fixtures. The backs are really starting to function well with at the helm. New Jack Phillips, name a better duo, centre partnership in the league. I'll wait. Josh, absolute menace of a man. Josh Drain and Joel Kijol. Deadly, really dangerous coming into that back line from the fullback, off especially. Huge bench for us this week. Mackenzie Oliver, the young hooker, had a really good game against Sharks last week. Dan Mao, Nick Young, and Alid Morris, all covering for the forwards. And Dana Moretti, Greg Heath, and Di Evans. An incredibly experienced, dynamic and impactful bench picked today to really come on and finish this game strong. The last 20 minutes, always such a nail biter against Exiles. Hope they but expect something pretty close. So here we go then, just a few minutes away from kickoff. Exciting times. Thank you all for tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Whether you're far afield or you're in your living room in Bahrain a little bit hungover, let us know. There he is, Alistair Crombie in frame there in the middle of your frame. The injured captain, he'll be running the tee on today, sharing his words of wisdom with the team, keeping the guys functioning well. Alongside Di Evans as well. A rare bench cap for Di Evans. Very unusual to see him off the bench, but obviously he's been away, had a few injuries, but he's been unavailable for selection, so what a man to bring on and make some impact later on in the game. Director of Rugby Adam Wallace comes out the tunnel. Always so stern-faced and serious. But if you met the bloke out over a beer, lovely man. But this is business time now. We are approaching the business end of the season with the playoffs fast approaching. Our second team, Super 2s, have their first quarter-final next weekend. And the fixture is TBC. We don't know the location, the opposition, or the kickoff time. But please stay tuned on our social media platforms. That'll be announced as soon as we know. We're waiting on some other results until it's confirmed. The lads will be running out to the infamous dropkick Murphy, or they might not be because it is Ramadan. So Ramadan Kareem to everyone watching. First day of Ramadan today. Fortunately, none of our lads will be fasting. Well, I hope not. Well, they're going to be in for a long 80 minutes. Exiles running out first, taken to the field. A strong, experienced team, always so physical. A number of South Africans in their side. They play a really physical brand of rugby. So those first few collisions in these games are going to be electric. And the music does come on. Here come the boys. Rory Drummond taking a knee with the mascot for today. Here we go then, just a few short moments from kickoff. Exiles to take us away today. Playing left to right. Can't be understated. Every last few fixtures between these two sides have been separated by last kick of the game, just a couple of points in it, and huge competition. They've shared the stage, centre stage on the finals many a time. Here we go, Exiles kick off then. Well gathered and Romeo X to exit easy. Sure they won't play too much here. Big drop kick. Needs to keep this on field, and he does as well inside. Good chase, but Exiles do well to gather that cleanly. So what will Exiles look to do here? Will they look to play some phases? Or just pin Bahrain back into their own half early on? Kick chase is good. Exiles will not play here, I'm sure. And they do exit. Kept in by James Newey. Does really well to Josh Petro. Cuts inside. Henk, as he so often does, makes gain line and some. So powerful. He's been, unfortunately, gives away the penalty. Holding on, just a little bit isolated there. Here we go then. Just inside the Bahrain half. The first line out of the day. Exiles usually a solid set piece. Very organised, well-drilled side. They do get it well. That's double tops. This is a great throw, great jump from them. They set up well. Bahrain doing all they can do to stop it. And it does go down to the ground. Good chance for Bahrain to get some line speed here. And they are spreading it very nicely, but So much pressure on by Jack Phillips. Is it gathered? Lovely pressure. It's a good outcome from Bahrain, giving away the scrum, but they'll take that all day. Plenty of pressure at the maul, plenty of line speed, and not giving Exiles any easy exits early on. Great to see. Here we go then. This is going to be a real big test of them today. Who can get ascendancy in the scrum? Bahrain with a really strong bench today. So these early engagements will tire the legs, I'm sure. But as the game goes on, surely Bahrain have the stronger bench. Romeo to put in. Bahrain do really well. Nice shove on there. Get it out cleanly. Out the back door. This looks smooth. Could be in the corner here. Yes, Josh Petro in the corner. Once again, a move we see so often. The teams just cannot stop it. Josh Petro in the corner. Absolutely outstanding work from the Bahrain backline. Awesome stuff. A hat-trick last week for Josh Petro, and he scores another in the corner. Absolutely deadly finisher in those wide channels. With the points to come as well. Just about 4 minutes into this game. (5-0) to Bahrain. What a dream start for the lads. Josh Petro as well. So surgical off the tee, but I don't want to curse him, so I won't say any more. And he makes no mistake. He's brought his kicking boots today. And that is 7 points to 0. Dream start. The lads rising to the occasion. The biggest fixture of their season so far. Lovely high hanging kickoff from Exiles, putting Rory under pressure, and he does drop it. Away through to Henk. Henk manages to get away, putting under some pressure. They just need to recycle or exit here. And they do so. Is that Cormac exiting very long? Perhaps too long. No. Perfect length. They need to get the line speed and kick chase perfect. And they do.
Organise! Organise! Counter-attack, counter-attack. One boost.
Rory Drummond in the backfield. So elusive, so strong in the carry. And he does get away, breaks the first 2 tackles, makes plenty of ground as well. Josh Drain here. Nudges the ball through. Not the best kick we've seen from him.
Top right, top right.
Cormac Fox on the counter-attack. Does he choose to? No, he chooses to go for the kick. Oh, what a nudge from Cormac Fox. Believe that is 50-22. Lindsay Gibson sprinting to the line out to get the ball. What a kick from Cormac. Here we go then. Bahrain's first line out. To score the first phase. Chance to be a fine thing. Uncontested at the front. As that dropped. No good from Bahrain. That's sloppy. Won't be happy with that outcome. Lindsay Gibson, assistant coach, fourth coach, and line out extraordinaire will be fuming with his team there. A good chance squandered in the Exiles not had too much chance to play yet, but we can see this is what they can do in the wide channels and physically up front. But I'm sure they'll be happy with their defence so far. Leaking an early try. Where do they go? They go to the back, and that is lovely. We said they're so well drilled, especially at this line out in set piece time. Really powerful carry. And it's knocked on. Great energy from the boys. Absolutely chuffed with that. I was looking at solid line, but there we go, Romeo X in with a put in. Here we go then, Romeo. Solid from Bahrain. They go to the blind side, through Romeo, through Cormac, through the hands. Joel Kigel in the wide channels. Oh, way through, slaps it backwards. Surely that goes backwards. The referee says, play on. Messi from Bahrain. Way through. That big South African paw slapping the ball backwards. Panic stations there from the boys. Quite a rare occurrence. We see that from Bahrain. Usually the basic skills solid. But the occasion is a big one. I'm sure there'll be some fluttering nerves and energy out there. A little bit of a break for the boys. 18 degrees today. I know you all love a weather update. 18 degrees, not too much wind, just a slight 16 km/h north-westerly wind. Not sure which team that's benefiting currently. Don't have all the stats, but that's a weather update for you. The lad's not too hot, not too cold, just right. I'm sure Tracy Gibson, Lizzie Gibson's lovely mother, is tuning in. I'm sure it's a bit colder in Howick where you are. Hoik, my apologies. Say it how you spell it. Here we go, Bahrain. We're putting everything into this scrum, trying to get one on the head. This will be massive for momentum if they can put some real pressure on at set piece time. The Exiles line outs look solid, but can they make the scrum creak? And they do. Oh, and it's illegally, unfortunately. Henry takes a knee. He'll be gutted with that. Former championship tight head, such a powerful scrummager and deadly in the open play as well. Not the finest moment. gives Exiles chance to cement themselves into the Bahrain half. Going to the far side. Interesting. Doesn't get much distance on that, only about 10 metres. Was the Oh, here we go. Lindsay Gibson turns it over. He is isolated, but the lads do get there in support. To Cormac. To Josh Drain. So deadly in these wide channels. Him and Josh Petro. Knocked on by the Exiles. Moran will take the outcome. Lindsay Gibson alert and ready to steal anything, any mistake that's given to them. They'll eat it up today. Just a slight overthrow from the Exiles hooker. Another scrum time. It will suck the energy out of the legs of this tight five. Games like today come down to who is well conditioned, who makes the least errors, who can take control of territory and possession. And so far Bahrain have had ascendancy and they are looking slick. These strike plays off first phase ball are just amazing. Here we go, Jack Phillips, is he through? Can he get the offload to Charlie Farmer? And he does, dives over in the corner. Charlie Farmer, Jack Phillips making the break through the middle. Beautiful stuff. Great angle of that. Charlie Farmer, try scoring machine. Knows his way to the try line. But again, great stuff from Bahrain. Some really slick handling. Jack Phillips always so deadly. He can sniff a gap so well. So hard to stop when he does make half a break. And that is Drano makes no mistake. Just over 16 minutes into this half, and the Bahrain boys have a 14-0 cushion. A very healthy against an Exile side, but you never know what they can bring. The lads will not be counting their chickens just yet. They need to keep adding points. Keep that scoreboard ticking over. A test for Exiles as well. Will they go panic stations, or will they start to get a foothold in this game? That looks like a possible turnover. Lindsay Gibson's not given. The referee didn't like the look of it. Advantage then. Exiles playing with a free ball, and they kick it through to Jack Phillips. He clears it anyway. No doubt, I'm sure, in the mind of the Exiles player that they have to take the points here, surely. They have to get on the scoreboard and they have to start building some momentum. And they do opt to go for the posts. Gets the nudge. And it is successful. Exiles are on the scoreboard. 14 points to 3. And we have a game on our hands. Just a little bit of energy and momentum now into the Exiles' legs.
Romeo, boss that defence. No more than 2 men. Boss it round.
Never easy to play. Getting off a flight from Dubai on the same day. Getting that flight out of the legs can always be a challenge. Getting in the right mindset after a long day of travelling. But Exiles will have no excuses. And we have a game on our hands. Great pressure from Romeo. A bull terrier in open play. Loves a hit more than any man. Exiles taking their time to exit here, and they will box kick. Goes to the 10-metre line. Roy Drummond so often is there to claim it in the backfield.
Snap! Snap!
Just loves running that ball back. Isolated again. The lads just not securing their own ball.
Lucky boys, next one! Next job!
Starting to become a little bit of a pattern. Players getting isolated. Exiles looking strong over the ball.
Tiam, taking me if you need to, bud. Boys, tell him man down.
Harry, tell Amy to put a radio on. Tell Amy to put a radio on.
We'll get time off then. The referee calls a short break. As the physios come on, the water comes on. Exiles goes to the back. Lovely ball to Matt Mills, the UAE international, off the top. That's slick from Exiles. Great physical collisions. Bahrain need to watch that offside line though. They do look to be creeping in their eagerness to make these hits. Romeo Eckstein makes another hit. He's everywhere around the park. That's a way through over the ball. Yes, he does get the turnover. Outstanding work from a way through. Strong over that ball. Romeo Eckstein, Henry Paul working so hard indeed. Earning that penalty there. What a nudge. Cormac Fox, that deadly boot. So accurate. And puts Bahrain into a really good attacking position here. Just halfway into the Exiles 22. Here we go then, Bahrain set up the ball. No trick plays here, just pure grunt and aggression. A bit sloppy and messy, and it's wasted again. Another great attacking opportunity just squandered by basic errors, giving chance Exiles to exit. Relatively straight. Oh, it's charged down. Great pressure from Bahrain. Some big boys here today, both packs. I'd say the biggest and heaviest in the league. Clashing heads today. Exiles with a solid foundation there to exit off of, and I'm sure they'll have one phase and exit. Looks like they're attacking that blind side. They nudge it. Who's back there? Joel Kajel. Josh Drain chooses to nudge back into the Exiles 22. And then another chance to run out. Kick chase is a little bit disjointed here, just the two players. One pass could have easily cut them out. Oh, and they exit. Is that deemed inside his own 22? I think it is. The referee calling it back? It is called back. Just a little bit too much on that kick then. Playing with the free ball. And the lads do opt to go for the 3 points, keep the scoreboard ticking over. Just drain. With another chance to drain a kick. Get those 3 points, Bahrain's top point scorer so far.
Good option!
And it is successful.
Ball off the top. We've scored 2 off the side plays off the top.
17 points to 3. Bahrain got to be happy with this, but they've definitely left points out there. They've left attacking opportunities out there. Some silly errors, squandering some really good opportunities to put score on the board. But Exiles just being outmaneuvered and outplayed at the moment. What a kickoff. Perfectly weighted, perfect height. It hung up there for what felt like a business week. And it's penalty. Nudging into the Bahrain 22. Richard Knight's joining the stream. Welcome, Richard Knights. Unlike you to miss the first 20 minutes, I hope you've got a good excuse. Here we go then. Really important for Bahrain to stop the score here. Not letting Exiles back into this game before the half-time whistle. They need to keep the momentum going in their favour. Exiles such a deadly team when momentum swings in their favour. Good line speed. Just a slightly high tackle from Henk. Need to get lower and need to get Exiles going backwards here. And they go to the blind side. Looks like there's a little bit of space out there. Oh, and the penalty is called. And it looks like someone could be getting the cheese or worse. Was that a high tackle? Not sure who the offender was there. The referee, the man in the middle, talking to his touch judge here. The infraction by Henry Paul, I believe. Potentially a high tackle. Potentially a try-saving tackle. What will the referee deem it? Calls in the skippers. Yellow card then for Henry Paul, the big tight head. The cornerstone of the Bahrain scrum. Taking 10 minutes. That'll probably take us up to the half. And he'll be very disappointed with himself there, but could have saved 5 points. So the lads will be scrummaging with 7. I believe Teen Jacobs coming off. Nick Young coming on to take the place of Henry Paul in the front row. Nick Young, another South African, strong scrummager, really good round the park. How will this affect the Bahrain scrum? The lads are going to have to work really hard in defence now. Henry gets through a lot of work in defence. They've got to fill those shoes. Around 10 minutes left in this half.
5 minutes to get back warm again, okay? You can't walk cold. That might be half time here to be Tim.
Oh, and the boys get put on roller skates going backwards.
Playing on the floor! We can't give a try when he's sat on his arse.
And the referee's deliberating again. Was it legally stopped? The lads were on roller skates. They were going backwards. Exiles had the ascendancy in that scrum. And could this be the first crack in the Bahrain game we've seen so far? Hard to say what the impact could be. There's 10 minutes and it is a penalty try. An easy 7 points for Exiles then. And the momentum could potentially be shifting in their favour. Just 7 points in it now. It's not a team that you can give a sniff to, because they've got players in every position around the park to punish you, especially when you're a man down. Discipline going to be a massive factor now. Bahrain just need to survive to the half without conceding again and giving Exiles even more momentum going into the second half.
Control and composure now. Control.
Jeremy W. headed to Sharjah Airport. Good luck, guys. Best of luck. And congratulations, yeah, to the women's Celts. Taking home the Champions Cup. Incredible performance. Congratulations. Shout out to you guys. Doing the club proud. And then lovely angle we've got on this. Lindsay Gibson, how are your darts? Let's have a look. They go to the back. Charlie Farmer gets up, and that's perfect. Beautiful. He had to lean slightly for it, but it panned out beautifully. Josh Petro recycles. There we go to Hank, yeah. Romeo Exiles, box kicks. Good pressure. Need to keep that tackle legal, and they do. The Exiles player really dipped into that one. Charlie Farmer does well not to tackle high. And there we go. Great kick chase, great pressure from Bahrain. Just nullifying the Exiles carry. Incredible stuff. Around 5 minutes left in this fixture. In this first half, my apologies, not the fixture. If there was, we'd be happy. We've definitely got a game on our hands. Exiles not laying down, not giving up early. They've got plenty to give in this game. Bahrain need to solidify this scrum time, but it is just creaking. Oh, the ball gets ripped. And they go out the blind side. Joel Kijel, so strong, does well there, makes a yard or two, and sets Bahrain up. Again, isolated. Lindsay Gibson giving that tip pass when the option potentially isn't the best. Oh, and the lads just need to put a foot on it, have a bit more composure here. They need just a slow carry for the forwards. Get back into their structure. And they do so. And they're looking to roll it out the back. Oh, Jack Phillip gets it away to James Newey with no prior warning. James Newey drops it. Does well to even half gather that. A little bit disjointed then as we come into the half time. This last 5-10 minutes. Exiles putting the foot on the neck at scrum time, which is making a really big impact to the Bahrain attacking options. Just no real foundation to play off of, and so many errors. It's been hard for Bahrain to build some momentum. Exiles doing really well to nullify us.
Come half a yard deep and run onto it now. We're stood flat waiting for them to cover. They're not coming that hot. Right. Yeah.
Hank just getting a bit of a magic sponge on his shoulder.
One thing and then we're pushing sideways. A yard deeper. Tell the boys.
Exiles, probably one of their last opportunities in the Bahrain half to attack and score. And they've got a good chance to get scrum for the penalty here. These last two set pieces have been dominant from the team in black, the visitors today. Nick Young just struggling. Matthew McKee getting folded On that loose head side, Romeo goes around and they do get the penalty, just as we feared. The scrum penny was bound to come sooner or later. Bahrain, after such a strong start, just the energy is being sapped out of them. And the Exiles are really starting to build some momentum. Now a chance to get deep into the Bahrain 22 and do what they do best. I'm no doubt in my mind that they try and maul this, or they do some sort of wraparound play off a maul setup. I'd be very surprised if they do strike wide off of this, but Exile such a talented side, 1 to 15. Anything is possible. Oof, a little bit of a late lift for Exiles, but it does still work. Let's go. Exiles looking really dangerous here. They do find half a gap, makes yardage. Bahrain need line speed here. They need a lot of it. They do get up, and that's a great hit. Away through up, but on his own. Nick Young over the ball.
How can he get out of the way?
Oof. There we go. Now, Bahrain can put some pressure on. Not sure what the referee's called that back for. Can't quite get a good angle on it. Surely coming up to the last play of this half. Bahrain desperate not to concede here. Certainly not 7 points. Michael Mahu, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, a few unforced errors. Very good game so far. Certainly going to be competitive. We knew this one would potentially go down to the wire. Didn't look like it after the first 10-15 minutes, but now Exiles have warmed into this game and they are building some momentum. Bahrain, far too many unforced errors, and just need to have a little bit more composure. And an easy 3 for Exiles then. This will take it to 17-13. Potentially last play of this half. And we've got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Makes no mistakes. 17-13 the score. Looks like we have got time to play in this then. About 90 seconds the call on the clock. Our clock just slightly out. Now what do Bahrain do here? Do they look to regain? Put some pressure on, or do they kick deep and just try and kill this half? They do go deep. Bahrain desperate for this half to end. Exiles have had the ascendancy. Oh, nice exit. Does Rory Drummond knock that on? Couldn't quite see on our camera. Bahrain try and put as much pressure as they can up here. Rory does get up. And finally, oh, Lindsay Gibson unable to gather this one. Gathered a clean one earlier in the half. Oof. Someone could have claimed that man's rib cage there on the wing with that hospital pass, but Bahrain just a little bit off the line. And it is a knock on. And another scrum. Not what you want to see if you're in a red shirt currently on that pitch. Henry Paul back on though. Will it make the difference? Nick Young having a hard time in the offers there, hard 10 minutes. Henry Paul back on. Can he shore up this scrum? It's going to be a vital factor. You can sense in the air that this is going to be a real crunching factor in the final dying minutes of this game. Potentially the scrum set piece with the amount of errors so far. So crucial in every game, but when you play a physical, dominating side like Exiles, they will make you pay. Nudged out. Here we go, the Exiles. Is it Exiles ball? I believe so. It is. Another chance to attack then in the dying seconds of this first half. They get up clean, not too much competition in the air there. They get a bit of a rumble. They're making inroads into Bahrain here, and Bahrain are just getting folded. It is slowed down just 2 meters out now. They are held up. Really good defense there. Doing everything they possibly can. It is held up, and that is Gibbo yellow carded then. Can't quite see what the infraction was there. Surely that's got to be the half. Okay. Looks like claps in the maul was the call.
Macca, hang on, bud. Gibbo, get hold of him. Gibbo, get hold of him. They haven't called scrum.
There we go. Tense few moments for Bahrain. This could give Exiles the lead if they do manage to score here. And that would be a real tale of 2 20-minute periods in this first half. Exiles with absolute complete ascendancy in this last 20-minute phase. They do set up really nicely, so well drilled, so dangerous here at maul time. And this looks dangerous. Someone comes around the side. Bahrain putting everything into this, and they do get it out. And they do score. Taking the score to 18 points to 17. Exiles take the lead with the kick to come. Very disappointing period for Bahrain. Coaches will be going in a half with plenty to say, I'm sure, from both sides. Bahrain will be very disappointed. And Exiles, when they have the wind in their sails, look so dangerous at every turn, every phase of play. They can score from anywhere, and they can really put the foot on the neck and squeeze points when you give them territory. Getting reports of a second yellow card as well for Henry Paul. So Bahrain down to 14 men. for the remainder of this game. Need the kick to come. Could take it to 20 points to 17. Kick is no good. 18 points to 17 at the half then. We have got a game of rugby on our hands. We knew it was going to be tight. We knew it was going to be competitive. We knew how much the set piece was going to play a pivotal role in this game. And we were right. Bahrain will still fancy their chances though. They won't panic just yet. Such a strong bench to come on. Just a reminder of who we have to come on. Mackenzie Oliver already taken to the field. Dan Mao, Nick Young has played a little bit of a cameo already. Alid Morris coming in the back row or second row. And then Dana Moretti, always so reliable. Greg Heath, the dynamo on the wing, try scoring machine, and Di Evans, an absolute workhorse in the centre to come on if required. Some really big impactful players there that could bring on a ton of energy and a ton of impact. So the lads won't panic too much. We'll leave you just for a minute or two and we'll be right back with the second half. Don't go anywhere, grab a cup of tea. You do not want to miss the second half, I promise you. Alistair, I believe that's the second yellow for Henry Paul, making that a red card. And it was a yellow card for Lindsay Gibson. Bahrain temporarily, we're down to 13 men. When Lindsay Gibson comes back on, we'll be back to 14 men. But that is a red card for Henry Paul, 2 yellows. And his day is done, unfortunately. Exiles taking back to the field then for the second half. It's going to be some high octane stuff. Bahrain down to 13 men currently. Henry Paul, the tight head prop, getting his second yellow card. A tough day at the office for him. Second yellow card turned into a red, and obviously Lindsay Gibson also got the yellow card just before the half. So Bahrain temporarily down to 13 men. This first 10 minutes of this second half are going to be so important. Just 1 point in it. Can Bahrain get a stranglehold back on this game? They looked so slick and dominant in that first 10-15 minutes. Looks like Aled Morris has come on then. Off the bench, he'll bring in a lot of energy, a lot of impact, and potentially a lot of penalties if he's not careful, with the way the referees reffing the game currently today. Bahrain not on the best side of the referee so far. Bahrain to kick off then, playing left or right. That's a great kick from Josh, well hung. Exiles slap it backwards. Oof. Aled Morris making his first impact of the game, slide tackling the kicker, the catcher, and there we go, Bahrain. Lovely stuff, good pressure, great kick from Josh, great kick chase. The lads need to get the energy going. Just look to go a little bit limp in the final half of that first half. Always come into these home games with so much energy. The build up in the week, always a really good buzz around the squad. So it's easy to be motivated for those first 20 minutes, but once that fades and Exiles start to come into the game, that's when the character will be tested. That's when the skill of this squad will be tested. Nick Young on then, in place of Henry Paul, the naughty boy today. He'll be sat on the naughty step. Nick Young wearing the 17 shirt, did have some troubles when he came on briefly in that 10-minute stint in the first half. Let's see what you can do now. I'm sure Jack Parry, scrummaging coach, will have had a word with the boys at half-time. Need to steady the ship here, go back to basics, and just start securing their own ball at the very least. Bit more solid than it was previously, and Rory Drummond on the trundle, bumps off one and is still going. So powerful. To James Newey, to Jack Phillips. Really good centre partnership. Those two have been very good these last few games together. James Newey struggling with a bit of a hamstring injury earlier on the season, but he's finally finding his feet in the squad. And he's looking really useful, such a skillful and elusive runner as well. Mackenzie Oliver on in the place of Lindsay Gibson. Not sure whether that'll be a temporary change or permanent, as Lindsay takes his 10 minutes on the naughty step as well. And carries up the middle. Bahrain putting some nice phases together here. Will the Exiles crack? Will they give away the penalty? Or will Bahrain make an error? And they're still going. Really nice feet as well, Romeo Eckstein. The speed of balls is good. If they can turn this into points, they'll be very happy. Romeo slowing it down well. Nick looked a little bit isolated there. Rory Drummond carries and gets absolutely smoked backwards, but does well. Turns to the right side. Nick to secure the ball and does so. Plugs that gap very nicely. Really nice phases from Bahrain. Probably the highest phase count in this game from either side so far. Great to see. The fresh legs, the fresh lungs after half-time, doing some good. Cormac Fox, not where he wants to go. Gets a shot in the ribs for his troubles and then gets turned over for his troubles. Not the outcome Bahrain wanted, but some nice phases. Some glimpses of what they can do when they get into their pattern. 4 minutes into this half, and it's been all Bahrain. Basically one attack. Yeah, them ball boys are mascots today. Keeping those balls nice and dry for our hookers. That sounds dirtier than I meant it to be, my apologies. Alan Morris, the big body Welshman. He'll be throwing his shoulders around willy-nilly today. The in-laws are in town, so he'll be looking to impress. Sorry, that is Alad Rogers. My apologies. That's his previous name. Actually did change his name when he married to lovely Laura Rogers. Did change his name. Didn't look straight to me, referee, but the ref calls play on. That looked to be fed right into the hands of the Exiles jumper. And the ball at the back here, and they keep going, and he breaks off. Boom. Contact's going to be so important here. Oh, they do get up the blind side with a bit of space here. Oh, what a tackle. Josh Petro with the try-saving tackle, but they can't stop him from there, surely, and they do not. Bahrain first to concede then. Exiles looking dangerous. They've got the wind in their sails, and they are looking very dangerous now. (23-17) with the kick to come to take it away out of the try. Just a 7-point deficit. They'll need 2 scores, Bahrain. Lining this up, has he got this? Missed 1 or 2 from out wide so far. No mistake here, strikes that well, strikes that cleanly. Takes it to 25-17, a 2-score game. 8 points the deficit, and Bahrain have some work to do then in this second half. High hanging kick from Josh Drain, does that so well, drops it on a dime. Bahrain do recycle, get it back, do really well off that kickoff. Now they just need to build phases, put Exiles under pressure, and they need this next score, or it's going to be a very hard deficit to close off. Turned over from Exiles. I believe that was the Exiles hooker. Bahrain in disarray then. Conceding and then conceding the penalty. They did regain the kickoff, but just couldn't turn it into anything. And you can feel the momentum shift in the air. Bahrain just looking a little bit deflated. They need to bring some energy, some legs into this. They cannot sit on their laurels and expect just to get back into this game with the way things are going. Something needs to change. Nice clean take again from Exiles. And they get the trundle on. Bahrain cannot concede a penalty here. You can see the Exiles are just trying to milk the energy and milk the points out of Bahrain, hopefully hoping that Bahrain do something silly and give away the penalty. And they are just making inroads every time, carrying really well, and he does spot a gap. Exiles with some serious momentum now. And it is turned over though, fantastic from Bahrain. Good defence, but they were really sucking up yardage there. That is a let-off. Ten minutes into this half. Bahrain on the back foot. Assessing the character of this squad now. Up to the 10-metre line. Now, what do Bahrain do here? They've had some real success off first phase ball, off the set piece earlier in the first half. Will they go wide, or will they look to use one of their big, strong centre runners up the guts? They've gone for the shorter line out. Understandable with two players off the pitch. Two forwards, that is. There we go. Wet slaps it backwards, not clean to Romeo, but Romeo does really well. So strong, so elusive. No 9 in place. They'll need a phase off the forwards. Give chance of Romeo to get round and start building some phases. Surely they don't play too many phases here. They do box kick. Good decision. No need to play too much rugby in your own half against this Exiled side that could just squeeze penalties out of you. So physical, and they do kick long. Too long.
Let's go, Swixty boy!
The home support getting behind the lads now. Looks like Di Evans coming on. Di Evans coming on for Josh Petro, slotting into that wing position. Our two centres, Jack Phillips and James Newey, functioning really well there, and having that big, strong, dominant carrier outside of you is always helpful. Josh Petro, good first half, getting that try. But he's took a seat quite early in this game. One of the first voluntary changes we've had to make. Could be one of those games. It comes down to who is more conditioned, who can keep the pressure on when it matters in this last business end of the game, the last 10 minutes. Who can handle their composure, who can keep their set piece operating at a high level. Bahrain desperate to get this next score, they need it. Exiles might start to feel that they're out of touch. If they get another 7-pointer, making it a three-score game. Next score so important. There we go, Romeo getting the ball away. Oh. Di Evans unable to gather that then. So we're back to 14 then, full contingent for Bahrain. 14 men for the remainder of this game. Lindsay Gibson opting to stay off the pitch. Mackenzie Oliver will close out this game for us in the hooker position. Looks like I am the commentator being cyberbullied by RDGM. Commentator sounds a bit out of breath. Well, this game does take my breath away. It's very tense moments in this game. Cyberbullying is a crime. Please watch your mouth. Dan Mao as well, big Dan Mao on in the loose head position. A completely different front row than what we started this game with. And what impact can they have now? As Exiles, I'm sure, will be emptying their bench very soon. Pretty solid, stopping the Exiles. And that's another kick too long. Goes out. Shouts to build on that energy. Exiles starting to make some errors. Is the momentum shifting? Is the momentum swinging again? Bahrain shoring up that set piece just a tad. Looked a lot more solid there. Ethan, thanks for tuning in. Our performance analysis, tuning in for all the way from the UK. I hope you're well. Yes, Bahrain are down to 14 men for the remainder. Yep. A red card to Henry Paul, tight head Henry Paul in the first half. 2 yellow cards. And he is taking a seat for the remainder. Bahrain down to 14 for another 25 minutes of this game. It's going to be a tough 25 minutes as well. Here we go. Can we give them a solid foundation to play off? And they do. Romeo, lovely distribution. Into the centre to Di Evans. What an impact straight away. Up the middle. To Rory Drummond. Bahrain moving this ball really well. Charlie Farmer looking to carry. Always so slick in that first receiver role. Got lovely hands. Romeo to a way through. Big, strong ball carrier as well. Threats all over this Bahrain team. Oh, lovely carry from Charlie Farmer. Just a yard out now. Going back for the penalty then to Bahrain.
Lovely, Sweetie!
Is this the turning point? Is this the momentum that Bahrain need? Can they get this score? That could potentially change the forecast of this game. And they need it. Interesting decision to be made. Not sure what the decision is on field. Little tap and go play. Mackenzie Oliver taking the reins. Oh, gets low, gets powerful, but does get stopped. To Henk. Oh, lovely. Looks to be a little trick play and it comes off. Straight off the training paddock, tricked the cameraman just a tad. Chuff with that, lads. Romeo Eckstein under the post. And it should be a 7-pointer there for Bahrain. What a try.
Exit, boys, exit!
22-25. Can Bahrain take it within a point? The kick to come. No mistake there then from in front of the post. And we've got a game on our hands, 1 point in it. 20 minutes to play. What a play indeed. The comments are flying in. Absolutely. Territory going to be so important now. Bahrain will not be playing in their own half. They'll be looking to lock down Exiles. Both teams. This is going to be an arm wrestle. As we said early in the first half, this bench of Bahrain is going to make such a big impact. So much experience, so much talent on the bench to come on and make that impact, and they have done so far. Here we go. Rory Drummond with the carry. Penalty to Bahrain. The crowd are getting behind him now. Seems to be a little bit of, oh, a bit of a scrap over the other side. Some handbags. Is it handbags or is it punches? Yeah. We won't video that. There might be some children watching. Not what the game's about. Exiles player down then. Not sure what caused that. Didn't quite catch it. Looks to be getting some ice on the head. Sure he'll be getting a HIA. And what will be deemed here then? Not sure. I believe it's Henk from the Bahrain side. Seemed to react to something on the floor. Didn't see any punches thrown from our angle. But who will the penalty go to? Within range for the Exiles. Calls in the captains for a bit of a chat. Will someone be getting a slap on the wrist, or will they be getting more? Referee looking to take control of this game. Don't want this slipping into just a boxing match. Serious final quarter of this game coming up then, and it is a Bahrain penalty. Many viewers will be relieved to see that. Bahrain then re-enter the Exiles half. A position on the field where they probably will look to play a bit more rugby. Probably bring Big Di Evans into the game here. He's made 20 metres on one of his first carries of the game. Oh, was it turned over legally or illegally? Yeah, a knock-on. Knock-on deemed from Bahrain. Another set piece. Can Bahrain put Exiles under a bit of pressure? I think they'll be happy with just not conceding the penalty here. The last couple of scrums looked a little bit more solid. Both teams just looking to get their process right. That is a deadlock. Bit of a shove on there by Exiles. But a fairly even hit. Nudge through, down this near side, and is it kept on? No. Knocked on from Exiles. Not a good outcome for Exiles. Very good outcome for Bahrain. Another scrum. Giving Bahrain the whole pitch to play with. Do they have an exit play here, or do they try and swing it out wide? Field position is going to be so important. Cormac Fox, Josh Drain need to take the reins and decide where to play the most rugby. First of all, first things first, our forwards need to win us that ball and give us that nice foundation to play off of. Because if this is messy, Rory Drummond will no doubt have to pick up to secure that ball. It is good. So Romeo to Cormac. Di Evans up the middle again. Still going. The Exile defender off his feet. Does manage to drag the big horse down. Jack Phillips with another big carry as well. So powerful, so strong. I believe it's Jack Phillips. Is he off his feet? Surely not.
Release!
Didn't seem to be a release there. Referee deems it legal though. Dubai with a good handful of turnovers at ruck time. Really strong, powerful over the ball. Some of the Bahrain carriers just getting isolated, making a yard or two, potentially more than they expected to from the supporters. And Exiles making Bahrain pay. This half seeming to absolutely fly by. Just over 12 minutes remaining on our clock. Over the top to Mackenzie, Oliver gains it. Could be isolated again though. Support does get there and they need quick ball here. Romeo does distribute to James Newey, to Jack Phillips in this wide channel. Aled Morris carries, Rory cleans. Cormac Fox takes to the line. Such a good distributor of the ball. Putting people through gaps. Dan Mao carries well. And they get fast ball again. Can they execute here? Oh, quick hands down the far side. Oh, and it's deep. Just into touch. Just need to stay on the island there. Recycle. And the boys were flying, but getting some real quick phases there. Glimpses of what this Bahrain side can do. Some lovely rugby. A test of how well drilled Exiles are under pressure now. Under a bit of fatigue, under pressure. A line out just outside their own 5 metre line that they need to execute to perfection and exit their lines. The next score Could be the winning one for either side. Oh, and away he steals it. Lovely stuff to Rory Drummond. He'll carry, no doubt about it. And the high tackle called. Oh, out to James Newey. Takes a step. Playing with a free ball here. Does the offload go to hand? It does. What's the option here? Surely take the points, take the lead. A guaranteed 3 points. And 10 minutes on the clock to kill. Josh Drain does take control. Shot to post selected. And this is going to be a nail biter of a 10 minutes for both sets of supporters. No mistake, slots it over. Bahrain back in front once again. 27-25. Bahrain still play with 14 men. And they've managed to take the lead in the second half. Back off Exiles. Momentum shifting to and fro.
Tempo! Tempo! Ruby, tempo! It's on you, tempo!
Now the red wall erupting the far side of the pitch. Need to spur this Bahrain team onto another home victory. Keep this unbeaten streak alive. This will be their 9th game. Unbeaten if they do win it. Romeo to Alid Morris. Oh, just takes the 2 yards off the gain line. Here we go then, Exiles. Can they break the hearts of the home support? And the lads in red. Looking to attack this blind side. Right in this corner, there is still a little bit of space out here. Just a couple of yards out. Penalty, Bahrain. And it's secured. They're playing with a free ball here. Jack Phillips running from behind their line. Do they still have the advantage? I'm sure they do if they're playing like this. Exit. Didn't look like the cleanest strike from Cormac, but he does get it out of their own line. That's actually, under the circumstances, a very good clearance. We'll be happy with that. Tracy Gibson, a roller coaster. Yes, it is. A roller coaster of emotions. Gonna have no nails left after this one.
Let's go, boys, they're tired now!
Exiles been fairly solid on their own line out, but a few have gone away with overthrows. That one's a little bit underthrown, but Bahrain didn't get up for it. Penalty, Bahrain. The momentum is shifting, dare I say it, in Bahrain's favour. Come on, the boys. Completely neutral commentary, of course. This game is to the death, Richard Knights. Yes, it is. Thanks for tuning in. Just over 5 minutes left in this game then. Who's got it in them? Who's got the heart to finish this game off? Just such few things to choose between these two sides. Always such a competitive fixture. Charlie Farmer up at the front, does well, goes to deck. Romeo Exiles looking maybe just to go one phase. Well, Cormac putting that into the stars. Oh, he drops it! Drops to Jack Phillips! And he finishes it! What a kick and what a chase by Jack Phillips. The lad's going absolutely crazy. Mackenzie Oliver going for a ride. Incredible scenes from the boys. What a try. (32-25) with the kick to come. Kick successful as well. 34-25, and how the tides have turned from that final 20 minutes in the first half to Bahrain back in front and with the ascendancy. Sometimes it comes down to a bounce of a ball, one error, and that kick from Cormac Fox, putting it high, and that chase. A perfectly weighted kick could be the difference between these two teams. Lovely ball from Exiles. They're spreading it nicely wide. Looks to be knocked on. Is that knocked on? It is. Romeo Exiles still looking to play. Oh, Nick Young with a carry. Bludgeoning his way through. Oh, good hands from away through. Does well under pressure. Not a great kick, but does land outside the 22. Chance to put pressure on. And no, we'll go back. We'll go back for the... What are we going back for here? That was a penalty advantage then. We're going back for the Bahrain penalty then. Just about 2 minutes remaining, and finally a yellow card for Exiles comes. Jean Botes, the second row, the UAE international, and one of their talismanic players, takes 10 minutes. Naughty, naughty boy. So, probably within range of Josh Drain. But Bahrain could just kill the clock, I'm sure. Kicking this into the corner. Milking a bit of a maul. And then booting it into Rosed to end this fixture. Thank you, Cobus, for the kind words. My husky voice, he says. Oh, thank you very much. Goes to the back to Rory Drummond. Oh, good counter attack by Exiles, but Bahrain wise to it. Someone should have been plugging that hole. Henk carries and gets dived on. Oh, Romeo looking to snipe, makes inroads. Oh, Charlie Farmer with a step. Could be under the base. Here he is. A brace for Charlie Farmer. Bahrain opening the floodgates. Absolutely buzzing with that. Come on, the boys. Charlie Farmer, another try for the young man. 39-25. The floodgates have opened in this last 10 minutes, this second half. We thought it was going to be a nail biter, and Bahrain have just run away with it. Is that it? Our clock is dead, but the ref might have a minute or two left, I'm sure. No mistake there from Josh Drone, 41. 25, and talk about taking the game by the scruff of the neck. Bahrain have done just that. Exiles just had a little bit of energy sucked out of them. Yeah, Exiles just imploding on themselves a little bit in this last 5 minutes. Like I said, just a lucky bounce of the ball or one perfectly weighted kick can swing a game so quickly. Away through going to Henk. Moving the ball so well in this last 10-15 minutes, Bahrain. Just looking dangerous on every attack, and Exiles' discipline really costing them. Oof, big carry by Alan Morris, the Welshman, with his pants out as well. Oh, good hands from away through. Really good game from him today. To James Newey. It's got to be moved out wide, surely. Little switch on the end. Oh, lovely offload. Surely this is last play. Bahrain having no mercy though. They want more points. Nudges it over. Cormac Fox into the corner. It is gained as well. Perfectly weighted kick. The blindside's on. If it can go, Rory Drummond needs to open his eyes. Dana Moretti needs to be screaming for that. I'm sure he was. He was wide open down this blindside. Oh, knock on. Does that end the game? Our clocks have been slightly inaccurate today by the looks of it. Referee wanting a long game.
But 9 to 12. It's their ball that we can't make a change yet.
But after the entertainment we've had in the last 10 minutes, we won't argue with a couple more. I've got dead. Well, but
He said 5 minutes when they took the conversion.
Oh, okay. Probably about 2 minutes then.
Tie him to 12. Die!
Michael Mile Jr. The ref doesn't want it to end. He has more cards to give out. Yeah.
And then Jimbo!
He has been quite trigger happy, but I'm sure he's just calling the game as he sees it. These physical encounters between these two teams can overheat. Everyone keen to make an impression on the game. Oh, good pressure from Bahrain. on this Exiles scrum, on this Exiles exit. I'd say probably about 90 seconds then we've had a bit of a report from the pitch side. Oh, Exiles looking to play from under their post. They've got nothing to lose now. Why not? Oh, they spread it nicely wide. Oh, he does get away. What a dynamic run there, but really good cover tackle there. Does well. From Jack Phillips. Surely approaching the last play of this game. Mackenzie Oliver with the throw. They go to the back. Oh, they do go up nicely. Not the best delivery from Rory, not one of his best. Oh, looks a bit forward. And it was deemed forward by the referee. Just that eagerness just to slot him through that gap, thread the needle. Just pushing that ball forward slightly. Louis Tonkin tuning in, club legend, former coach, now with the Ealing Trail Finders. Hope you're doing well, Louis. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Glad you're enjoying the comms, making me blush. Romeo over the ball. Does he get the steal? No, he doesn't. Gets cleared out. Not much line speed here then from Bahrain. Some tired legs out there, I'm sure, after a big 15 minutes. Flying in. Some quick ball. Recycling well, Exiles. Finally putting some phases together. Bahrain have managed to nullify anything they've thrown at them this half. Oh, lovely hands out wide. Does get in some space. Oh, just tackled. Beautiful cover. And the penalty's conceded. "86 minutes into this game from our clock. Sure, there'll be some very tired legs screaming for this game to end. And I'm sure Bahrain boys to get on the winning beers. Not sure what the cause there. Penalty try was given, and then that is final whistle. So taking the final score to 32-41. Bahrain the victors. Incredible top of the table clash between these two monsters of GCC UAE Rugby. The West Asia Premiership, newly named West Asia Super Rugby competition, is in for some serious entertainment as we move into the playoffs in the next few weeks. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are in the world. Shout out to Matthew Rees, who's been on the camera today, Alex Stones, who was on our secondary camera, myself, Elliot Behan, and obviously that massive home support and everyone watching all around the world. You spurred on the lads to a victory. There's some shaky moments in there, but we came away with the win. You've got to be chuffed with that. And there'll be plenty of celebrating to do here down the club. And please, wherever you are in the world, raise a glass. And cheers to a fantastic Bahrain performance. We'll be back next weekend. Our second team have their quarter-final in the UAE Division 1 competition. As I said earlier in the game, It's a very close league at the moment, so we're not sure who we're playing next week, but that will be decided by Tuesday night. And we'll let you know on social media. Keep an eye on social media with the updates. And next Saturday also, we welcome Hurricanes for another Worcester Super Rugby fixture for our first team. So 2 games next weekend. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you then. Have a great rest of your weekend.